Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I've gotten a lot of requests to review it, so I'm going to do that for you today. I'm going to show you me applying it and then also do check-ins throughout the day to show you how it wears on my skin throughout a full day. So this foundation has SPF 20 and it says it's for all skin types. Mine is in the shade LN3, which stands for Light Neutral 3. It comes in 16 shades on Physicians Formula's website, but I think it's only available in 12 shades at Ulta, so keep that in mind. Physicians Formula is a brand that is notorious for having a very limited shade range. I think that their foundations in the past had 2, maybe 3 shades. So 16 shades is a huge step up from their previous shade ranges. Very happy to see they're finally including more shades in their line. So on Physicians Formula's website, this foundation retails for $14.95, but at Ulta it's $12.99, and then I think at Target and Walmart it's around like $11.89. So depending on where you buy it, the price can range from around $12 to $15. So there are 16 shades, and I think the way the shade range works is that it ranges from light to deep, and there's light, medium, dark, and deep. And then within each of those categories, there are 4 different undertones. Like I said, mine is in the shade Light Neutral 3, and that seems to be a really good shade match for me. So this foundation claims to be for all skin types, and it says it's long-wearing, buildable, and breathable foundation that provides lightweight, medium coverage with a healthy satin finish. Contains a brightening complex and hyaluronic acid to hydrate, brighten, and improve the appearance of skin tone. And then added boost of vitamins A, C, and E provides a flawless, healthy coverage. And then it also says it's hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free, gluten-free, dermatologist-approved, non-comedogenic, clinically tested, cruelty-free, and vegan. So I think this is one of the first products from Physicians Formula to actually be labeled vegan. So I'm very happy to see that they're actually starting to label their products that way, because I think in the past they were kind of not super transparent about that. So that's pretty cool. The thing that drew me to this foundation is that it claims to be like very breathable and lightweight, and my impression is that it's supposed to look very skin-like, which is really what I look for in a foundation. I have, just for reference, I have normal to combo skin, sometimes a little bit oily in the T-zone, but for the most part my skin is pretty normal. I do have acne-prone skin, so I have some things I want to cover up, but I never want like a full coverage foundation because I find that typically those look really heavy and cakey on me. So this, based on the claims, seemed like the perfect foundation for me. So looking at the packaging, it does come in a really nice sturdy glass bottle. It feels very high-end. The top twists off and it actually has a big doe foot applicator, which is I think kind of similar to the Clinique foundation that has this type of applicator. Some people will like this, some people won't like it. Personally, I don't think it's the most hygienic type of packaging, but it's okay with me. I mean, I can overlook that if the foundation itself is good. Like I said, it does have SPF 20. I wouldn't rely on this product alone for all of my SPF, so today I've actually already applied my daytime moisturizer, which also has SPF 15, so hopefully that paired with the SPF 20 will be like a good amount of SPF for me. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it. My favorite way to apply this foundation is actually with a brush. I find that it applies really evenly with a brush, and I get the most coverage that way. But I will also show you on one side of my face applying it with a sponge. I'll do that on the right side, and then the left side I'll apply it with a brush. Alright, so I am just going to put, for now, and I'm not doing this with a primer today because I just want to see what the foundation alone is going to do. And by the way, I have been testing this foundation out for a couple weeks now, so this is not a first impression. This is me kind of sharing my final thoughts on it while also showing you how it applies. So I just dipped the doe foot in twice to get this amount of product on my face, so there's not going to be a ton of product on the applicator each time you dip it in. So I'm using my Flower Beauty sponge, currently very dirty, but it's okay. So since this is not a full coverage foundation, I'd say it has light to medium coverage depending on how you apply it and how much you build. Using a sponge is definitely going to shear it out quite a bit. So that's why I said I do prefer the brush. But the sponge does a nice job blending it in too. Okay, so that is one coat on that side of my face, so you can kind of see how that side compares to the side without foundation. So it's looking like a very natural finish right now. I do have a breakout right here. So right now I almost feel like there's no foundation on my face. It's just so lightweight, really, really breathable. That is what it looks like applied with a sponge, and now I'm going to do the other side with a brush. And I'm going to try to do the same amount of product on this side. Okay, so once again, that was with the applicator dipped in twice. And then I'm using my Wet n Wild flat top brush to blend that in. Typically, with some foundations, when you apply with a brush, you'll notice a little bit of streaking, but with this one, I mean, it applies really, really evenly with a brush. I don't notice any streaking on that side, so that's really impressive to me. So, like I said, my favorite way to apply it is with this particular brush. I think this brush does a great job blending it in really evenly, and it also gives me the best chance to have like the most coverage with this foundation. The sponge, like I said, does sheer it out a bit, but I still think I have a pretty good even application on both sides of my face. Looking at my face right now, I think that it really doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation, which is what I really, really like about this. It just looks like skin. So that's what it looks like when it's first applied. Let me apply a little bit to my under eye since I do have dark circles. I'm just going to do like a couple of dots on each side. And again, sponge on this one. So that did cover a little bit. It's not as much coverage as I would like to have on the under eyes, but it definitely does help. And then on this side I'm using the brush again. See how we do. So again, you can definitely still see those dark circles peeking through. I feel like the one on my left side is just always worse anyway, but definitely not a full coverage foundation by any means, but I'm happy with the level of coverage. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I'll come back to kind of show you what it looks like all put together. And then throughout the day I'll do a few check-ins every few hours to show you how it wears. So see you in a little while. Bye. Okay, so I just finished the rest of my face. So I set the foundation with the Wet n Wild mattifying powder, and I purposefully did not put on any highlight today because I want everything you see to be like a full representation of the amount of dewiness and glowiness that just the foundation alone is giving me. Just that powder, and then I did correct my under eyes with the Pixi Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach, and I concealed with the Wet n Wild Photofocus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. And in case you're curious about what's on the rest of my face, I just bronzed and did a little bit of light contouring with the bronzer here in the e.l.f. Total Face palette. And then the blush I'm wearing is the Brooke Cosmetiques Pressed Cheek Color in Sweet 16. On the eyes I have the theBalm Nude palette. That's pretty much the only thing I used on my eyes today. I also have on my lips the e.l.f. Matte Lip Color in Tea Rose. So that's pretty much mostly what's going on the rest of my face. So in terms of the foundation, I think I forgot to say when I first applied it, but when you first apply it before you set it, it definitely has a very dewy finish to it. It's not a matte foundation by any means. It's definitely going to be very friendly to people with normal to dry skin, I think. People who want a dewy finish are really going to like this foundation. I would say if you have oily skin, you might not like it, but I still think it could work for someone with oily skin depending on what you set it with. Like as you can see right now, I did set it with a mattifying powder and I'm looking pretty matte now. I'm not like completely matte. There's definitely like a little bit of a satin finish, but I think it just looks really natural and beautiful. So throughout the day I'll be doing check-ins. So it is it's 1:15 p.m. right now. I think I probably applied this around 12:45. Anyway, this is where we are right now, 1:15. I'll probably check in again in maybe like 3 or 4 hours and we'll see how it's looking. I guess that's it for now. I will talk to you guys in a couple hours. Okay, hey guys, it is 3:50, so it's been about 3 hours since I applied the foundation. So I am actually about to go to yoga, and so this will really put the foundation to the test, I think. See how it holds up through some sweat. You can see I have been wearing my sunglasses, and it's definitely kind of breaking down right there, but I mean any foundation is going to do that. You can just rub it out, and it'll be fine. But other than that, not a whole lot of oil peeking through right now. I'm really not shiny at all. And it also hasn't really settled into my smile lines yet, so that's good. Usually foundations do that on me. It probably will more towards the end of the day, but yeah, so that's what we're dealing with right now. Again, I'm not wearing any highlighter, so any like shine or glow that you're seeing is just from the foundation alone. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to yoga and I'll check in again probably around 7 or 8 p.m. So talk to you guys later. Hey everyone, so it is around 9:15 right now, or like 9:17 to be exact. I forgot to check in a little bit earlier. I said I was going to check in around 8 or 7 or 8, but I didn't. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait until I'm about to like take a shower and get ready for bed. So yeah, I went to yoga. Actually, it was Pilates. They changed it today, but same difference. So I did get a little bit sweaty. Foundation held up pretty well. This is how we're looking. I haven't blotted or like reapplied powder or anything. I basically just left it alone all day. So I went to Pilates and then I met with someone whose dogs I'm going to be taking care of in a few weeks, and I went to a couple of different stores after that, and then I came home and I was cleaning the kitchen. So I've been like pretty active today, I would say. But honestly, this foundation is looking pretty good. I haven't gotten very oily. I mean, I am looking a little bit more shiny than I was earlier, but it's not out of control at all. I will say it is, you can kind of see it settling into my smile lines just a bit, but really not badly. Now keep in mind, I put on a pretty light layer of this earlier today. I mean, it doesn't look as good as it looked at the very beginning, but I still think it looks pretty good. So it's probably been about, I guess it's been about 8.5 hours since I applied it. So that's pretty good. So final thoughts on this foundation, if you can't tell already, I really, really like it. It's quickly becoming maybe my favorite, honestly. I own 3 foundations at the moment, and I would say this is my current favorite. I think I don't know, I just really like how natural it looks. I don't know if it would be your best friend if you have oily skin, but I still think it's worth a try because you could totally pair it with different primers and powders to try to kind of keep the oil at bay. And I just really like how natural it looks, and it just looks like my real skin. So yeah, I'm really happy with this foundation. I'm very glad that I decided to give it a try. So I hope you found this review / wear test helpful. Like I said, I have been testing it out for a couple weeks now, so these are like pretty well-formed thoughts at this point. It's definitely not a first impression. Like, I've been testing it out with different primers and things, and I think I like it best without primer, just on its own. I do like to layer it over a moisturizer with SPF, because even though it does have SPF 20, I still like to make sure I have like a good amount of SPF on my face. Also, favorite way to apply it is with just a flat top foundation brush. I think that gives the most coverage, but it still looks really natural that way. So anyway, those are my final thoughts. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So if you enjoyed, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.